I grabbed my keys and wallet, smiling at Chloe. Anything else you want me to pick up? Diapers, wipes. She waved me off, tilting her head like she had some secret I couldn't guess. No, just trust me. It's a surprise. I laughed, feeling the warmth spread in my chest. A surprise, huh? Okay, I trust you. You always plan these little things so well. She smiled, the kind of smile that made my chest tighten. You'll see. Just hurry, okay? Got it, I said, sliding into the car. I felt a little thrill imagining her joy when I returned. The streets blurred past, but my mind stayed on her, picturing her excitement. I parked outside the store, grabbed a basket, and picked out tiny onesies, soft blankets, a little pair of socks that looked like they belonged on a newborn's feet. Every choice I made, I pictured her reaction, eyes lighting up, her laugh. Yeah, she'll love this, I murmured, holding a pale blue blanket. I could almost hear her squeal, imagine the curve of her smile. She's going to be so happy. At the counter, I paid, chatting briefly with the cashier about how babies grow too fast. I left, bags in hand, and my stomach fluttered in anticipation. The house was only a few blocks away. I imagined Chloe's face, imagined the hug she'd wrap around me. But when I opened the door, silence hit me first. The kind of silence that feels sharp, unnatural. No Chloe calling out hello. Nothing. I dropped the bag softly, thinking maybe she was hiding somewhere to surprise me. Chloe, my voice echoed. No response. I noticed my phone buzzing. A text from a friend I hadn't spoken to in weeks. Hey, didn't see your comment on Chloe's post. Did you see it yet? What post? I muttered, flipping my phone open. My heart sank before I even saw the image. There she was. Chloe, her hair cascading perfectly over one shoulder, her belly held by a man I didn't know. They were laughing, smiling, her hand in his. Everything about it screamed intimacy. Everything screamed betrayal. My mouth went dry, my vision narrowed. I dropped the phone onto the couch. Wow, what the hell? I whispered, my voice trembling. I sank into the couch, trying to make sense. I kept replaying the errand in my mind. The smile she gave me, the casual tone, the excitement she claimed this would bring. Every moment felt twisted now, every interaction a trap. I had been so blind, so trusting. I tried calling her. No answer. I texted. No reply. The notifications on my phone felt like punches to my chest. I stared at the photo again, my mind racing. Why would she why? I murmured, shaking my head. My hands fisted into the couch cushions. Was I what? Not enough. I could feel anger bubbling beneath the shock. A raw, cold anger I didn't want to admit yet. I wanted to scream, to throw something, to shake her and demand answers. But I couldn't. My legs were weak, my thoughts scattered. I sat there, staring at the screen, trying to recognize the woman I loved. I searched my memory, every laugh, every touch, every promise. Was it all lies? Had I never really known her? My phone buzzed again. Another text from my friend. Are you okay? You sound off. I typed quickly, my fingers trembling. I don't know. I just saw something. I can't believe it. I put my head in my hands. How could she do this? How could she use me to run errands while she... The sentence fell apart. I couldn't finish it without choking on the emotion. I remembered the way she looked at me this morning, that smile, that tilt of her head. How could someone who looked at me like that be capable of this? I felt my chest tighten, and the room felt suddenly too small. My hands shook. Am I blind? I whispered to no one. Or was I just too trusting? The couch felt hard, cold against my back. I stared at the ceiling, imagining the warmth she used to give me, the plans we had made. They seemed like memories from a different life, a life where I had mattered. I thought of all the little things, her laughter, her touch, the way she used to brush her hand against mine while we watched movies. Were those lies too? Or had it been real, and something inside her just changed? I couldn't answer it. My mind was spinning, caught between disbelief, hurt, and anger. The room felt heavy with silence. My phone buzzed again, but I didn't touch it. I couldn't. Not yet. I whispered softly, almost to myself. I don't think I'll ever see her the same way again. Maybe I never did. Hours passed. I stayed on the couch, staring at the wall, replaying the moment, every smile, every errand, every lie I thought I had never noticed. The world felt smaller, colder, harsher. And I realized, somewhere deep inside, something inside me had shifted, broken, silent, but aware. And I knew, somehow, that this was only the beginning. I sat on the edge of the couch, my phone trembling in my hands. I'd scrolled through Chloe's social media once, twice, and each time it hit harder. There she was again, smiling, laughing, leaning into Mark as if the world belonged to them. Every photo, every caption screamed intimacy, a life I wasn't part of. I tapped on her latest post, heart pounding. Comments from friends, family, everyone. Congratulations. Beautiful couple. So happy for you. I felt my stomach twist. I called her, voice barely steady. Chloe, what is this? Who is he? A faint laugh from the other side. Oh, that? Mark. We're happy. I choked on my words. Happy? You're what? How long? Why didn't you tell me? You didn't notice, did you? Her tone was icy, almost amused. Months, maybe longer. I guess you were too naive to see it coming. Naive. The word stung like a slap. My hands shook. Naive? Everything we had. Was that a lie? She paused. I never lied about how I felt back then. Feelings change. I dropped the phone on the couch beside me. Change. You tricked me. You used me while planning this. She didn't answer, didn't care. I could feel the heat rising in my chest, a mixture of rage and humiliation. I replayed every morning, every hug, every promise. Had I been living in a fantasy? At work the next day, I barely made it to my desk. The screen blurred before my eyes. Emails, messages, tasks, they didn't matter. I felt hollow, trapped inside my own body. Emily, my coworker, came by, noticing my blank stare. Hey, you okay? You look off today. I shook my head, barely managing a whisper. I don't know. Something happened. She lowered her voice, concern in her eyes. Do you want to talk about it? You can. I mean, if you trust me. I hesitated, then nodded. It's Chloe. My wife. She's with someone else. Online. Everyone knows but me. Emily's eyes softened. Oh no. I'm so sorry. That's awful. I trusted her. I thought I knew her. And now, it's like everything I believed in vanished. My voice broke slightly. She put a hand on my shoulder. You're not alone in this. Just breathe. Take it one step at a time. You'll get through it. Her words were calm, grounding. I wanted to believe them. Wanted to feel something beyond the raw, twisting hurt. I went back to Chloe's posts during lunch. There they were again. Mark holding her close, her hand over her belly, the kind of photo couples stage when they're in love. Friends commented heart emojis, congratulations, laughter. I felt small, exposed, humiliated. I couldn't escape the sting of it. I called her that evening. Chloe, I saw more. This. Mark us, how could you? She let out another cold laugh. I told you, didn't I? You were too naive. And maybe I just wanted to be happy. Happy. My voice rose, a tremor of anger threading through. You think this is happiness? Using me, making me blind while you plan all this. I didn't plan it to hurt you. Not intentionally. I swallowed hard, trying to make sense of her words. Not intentionally. Every moment, every smile, every lie you told me. Was that unintentional? She said nothing. The silence was heavy, suffocating. I hung up and sank into my chair, fists clenched. Rage and heartbreak collided inside me. I felt foolish, naive, blind. How had I missed the signs? How had I been so completely deceived? Emily found me again at the end of the day. You've been sitting there for hours. I know something happened. You don't have to carry it alone. I don't know how to process it. I admit it. I loved her. I trusted her, and I was wrong. Completely wrong. She sat beside me, soft and steady. It's okay to feel that way. You're human, and you're allowed to be hurt. But you don't have to let it consume you. You can survive this. I wanted to believe her, wanted to feel her calm confidence seep into me. I don't know if I can. She humiliated me. Online. Publicly. And I can't stop replaying everything in my head. Emily nodded. Then let's take it one moment at a time. Step by step. You don't have to figure out everything today. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling, heart still racing. Rage, shame, disbelief, they tangled inside me. I realized this wasn't just betrayal. It was exposure, humiliation, the collapse of everything I thought was solid in my life. I whispered softly, almost to myself. How could someone I loved just erase me like this? Emily squeezed my shoulder gently. Because some people are selfish, some people. make choices we can't control. But you're stronger than you realize. You'll find your way. Her words were small comfort against the storm raging inside me, but they were something. A thread of hope, a reminder that maybe I could survive, maybe I could even fight back. That night, I sat at my desk, scrolling one last time through Chloe's posts. Laughter, love, her hand in his. My chest ached, but beneath the pain, a seed of clarity took root. I needed to see the truth, not just the lie she showed the world. And somewhere deep inside, anger began to burn, quiet but determined. I wasn't finished yet. I walked into the living room, carrying my laptop and a half-empty coffee mug, and froze. Chloe and Mark were sprawled across the couch, laughing like they owned the place, which, apparently, they did now. I stopped mid-step. "Hey," I mumbled, voice low, forcing calm. Chloe glanced up, smiling like nothing was wrong. "Oh, you're back. Did you run errands, or daydream somewhere else?" "Errands," I said, placing my mug on the table. My fingers shook. "Just errands." Mark smirked, leaning back. "Nice of you to finally join us. Grab a seat, if you want." I hesitated, then dropped onto the far corner of the couch, careful not to touch them. The cold fabric pressed against my back, and I felt like a shadow, like I didn't belong. Chloe patted his arm casually. "We were just talking about the weekend trip. You should have seen him. He's planning surprises." I forced a smile. "Yeah, sounds fun." Inside, my chest twisted. Fun. For them. Not me. Later, I sat at my desk, scrolling through messages from Emily and Hamza. Emily had texted, "Hey, you okay? You've been quiet. If you need to vent, I'm here." I typed back, "It's unbearable." She doesn't even hide it anymore. It's like I'm invisible. Hamza called shortly after. "Man, you need to stop letting her walk over you. You're not a shadow in your own home. Start thinking about what you deserve." "I don't know if I can," I admitted. "Every day it's worse. Nights on the couch feel like punishment, mornings even worse." "You can," he said firmly. "But first, you need to accept you're not the problem here. She's made her choices. You have control over one thing, how you respond." I nodded, though I wasn't sure I believed him yet. The next afternoon, the doorbell rang. Chloe's mother. I could feel my stomach knot before I opened the door. "Hello, dear," she said, stepping in with that practiced smile. "Chloe mentioned you were still adjusting. I suppose it must be hard to watch her grow into a new chapter." I bristled. "Adjusting? Mother, I live here too. This is my home." Her smile didn't falter. "Of course. But you should be grateful she even lets you stay. Some men would have left by now." "Grateful?" I blinked, my fists tightening. "Grateful? For what exactly?" She waved it off lightly. "Oh, for being patient. For respecting her decisions." I let out a shaky breath, feeling my chest tighten. "I respect her, but I'm not invisible. I'm not just a guest in my own life." She tilted her head, studying me. Perhaps you should consider that patience is part of love, and some lessons are necessary." I didn't answer. Her words felt like nails pressed into my skin. I shut the door behind her, the sound echoing in the quiet house. Later, Zane came by. My younger brother had a calm, protective presence I hadn't realized I needed. "You okay, man?" he asked, leaning against the doorway. I exhaled sharply. "I'm surviving. But it's hard." She doesn't even hide it anymore. "Mark, Chloe, they're like strangers in my house, and I'm just existing." Zane's eyes narrowed. "Existing? That's not enough. You deserve respect, not shadows. You can't let anyone treat you like that. Not even her. Not even family who sides with her." "I don't know how to fight back without making things worse," I admitted. He shook his head. "It's not about fighting. It's about reclaiming your life, your space. Don't let them write the story for you. You're in it too." I stared at him, his words sinking slowly. Reclaim my life. Reclaim my space. The thought had barely entered my mind until now, but it felt heavy and urgent. That night, I pulled out my journal. Pen in hand, I hesitated, then began writing. Every thought, every moment of betrayal, every ache of humiliation poured onto the page. I trusted her. I believed in us. And now, she flaunts him, flaunts what I thought was mine. How could I have been so blind? Am I too naive? Or was she just a master at hiding? I wrote about the couch, about the nights I lay awake listening to their laughter, and the mornings I woke to the sight of them together. I chronicled every pang of jealousy, every stab of betrayal. Hamza's voice echoed in my mind. Control your response. Start thinking strategically. Zane's words followed. You deserve respect. Don't let them write your story. I wrote about them both, about the balance between despair and action, between helplessness and the first glimmers of strategy. By the time I set down my pen, exhaustion wrapped around me, but there was a strange clarity beneath it. For the first time, I saw that my life didn't have to be dictated by Chloe or Mark or even her mother. I could start plotting a way back to myself. I whispered into the dim room, almost a vow. Maybe I've been living in shadows, but I won't stay there forever. Maybe it's time I step into the light, even if it's alone. Emily's message popped up while I was staring blankly at my laptop screen. You need to see this. Trust me. I hesitated, thumb hovering over her name. Then I clicked. Screenshots. Chloe and Mark, laughing. Not photos, but messages. Laughing at me. Planning. Every word a punch. I whispered to myself, this can't be real. I tapped on the first screenshot. Chloe, he still has no idea. So easy. Mark, I know. It's like he's blind. We'll have everything soon. The next ones were worse. Plans about the house, money, how to make me look unstable. My stomach twisted, heat rushing to my face. I could feel the betrayal burning through every nerve. I dialed Emily without thinking. Emily, this is, my voice cracked. She answered calmly. I know. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have sent it if I didn't think you needed to see it. I can't believe I swallowed. How could she plan all this? Every smile, every hug, every word, was it all fake? Emily's voice was steady. She was calculating. And yes, it seems so. But now you know. You're not imagining it. I sank back in my chair. I feel angry. I've never felt anger like this. Emily's tone softened. Good. Anger is natural. But don't let it control you. Let it fuel your clarity. You need strategy, not impulsive reaction. Hamza's words came to me. Stay calm. Gather proof. Prepare. I called him immediately. Hamza, it's worse than I imagined. Mark, everything. They planned to push me out, claim everything. He didn't flinch. Then you do exactly what we discussed. Step 1, evidence. Don't confront yet. Step 2, patience. Step 3, strategy. You're stronger than you realize. Don't waste your leverage with emotion. I'll try. But it's hard not to explode. I know. But your anger is a tool. Harness it. Record conversations. Save every message, every email, every post. They think you're broken. They're wrong. I hung up and started immediately. My phone recorded the faintest sounds of their voices. I saved every digital interaction I could find. Financial statements, messages, posts, images. Nothing was safe from my attention now. At home, I kept up appearances. Collapsed on the couch, staring at the ceiling, pretending to be shattered. Chloe flitted around, smiling at Mark, making jokes, flaunting what she thought was her victory. Hey, you okay there? Mark's voice was casual, teasing. I nodded without looking. Yeah, tired. Just tired. Chloe laughed softly. You really take everything so seriously. Maybe you should relax. Inside, my pulse quickened. I had to stay calm. I had to stay unnoticed. Every word I said, every movement I made, had to be controlled. Later that night, Emily checked in again. Keep going. You're doing the right thing. Don't lose focus. I replied, I won't. I'm ready. Angry, yes. But controlled. I'm preparing. Hamza texted shortly after. Remember, patience is your weapon. She underestimates you. Every small step builds your advantage. I felt a spark of satisfaction. Finally, a plan. Finally, control. I could almost taste it, a slow, methodical path toward justice, toward reclaiming what they tried to steal. I journaled that night. Today, I saw the truth. Today, I accepted the betrayal. But I am not broken. Not fully. Every laugh they had at my expense. I remember. Every lie. I record. Every move they make. I prepare for it. They think I'm weak. Soon, they'll learn just how wrong they are. Chloe walked past, humming, holding a glass of water. You're awfully quiet tonight, she said, smiling at me as if to mock my supposed sadness. I smiled faintly back. Just thinking. She tilted her head. About what? Life, I said softly. About how it unfolds, and how it can surprise you. Her smile faltered slightly. She didn't understand. She had no idea what was happening inside me. That simmering determination, that controlled fury, she assumed it was despair. I whispered under my breath once she left the room. If they want, we're fine. But it will be on my terms, not theirs. I went back to my journal, adding small notes. Conversations recorded, screenshots saved, posts documented. Every detail cataloged, every move planned. Chloe and Mark had underestimated me. The thought gave me a cold satisfaction. I reflected on Hamza's advice. Patience is a weapon. And Emily's constant support. Clarity over chaos. By the time the night deepened, my exhaustion was heavy, but so was a strange satisfaction. I wasn't lost. I wasn't hopeless. I was waiting, gathering, observing. And soon, the reckoning would come. I whispered one last time to the empty room, to myself. I won't react impulsively. I won't lose myself. But I am ready, and when the time comes, they'll see exactly what I am capable of. Emily's message popped up while I was staring blankly at my laptop screen. You need to see this. Trust me. I hesitated, thumb hovering over her name. Then I clicked. Screenshots. Chloe and Mark, laughing. Not photos, but messages. Laughing at me. Planning. Every word a punch. I whispered to myself, this can't be real. I tapped on the first screenshot. Chloe, he still has no idea. So easy. Mark, I know. It's like he's blind. We'll have everything soon. The next ones were worse. Plans about the house, money, how to make me look unstable. My stomach twisted, heat rushing to my face. I could feel the betrayal burning through every nerve. I dialed Emily without thinking. Emily, this is, my voice cracked. She answered calmly. I know. I'm sorry. I wouldn't have sent it if I didn't think you needed to see it. I can't believe I swallowed. How could she plan all this? Every smile, every hug, every word, was it all fake? Emily's voice was steady. She was calculating. And yes, it seems so. But now you know. You're not imagining it. I sank back in my chair. I feel angry. I've never felt anger like this. Emily's tone softened. Good. Anger is natural. But don't let it control you. Let it fuel your clarity. You need strategy, not impulsive reaction. Hamza's words came to me. Stay calm. Gather proof. Prepare. I called him immediately. Hamza, it's worse than I imagined. Mark, everything. They planned to push me out, claim everything. He didn't flinch. Then you do exactly what we discussed. Step 1, evidence. Don't confront yet. Step 2, patience. Step 3, strategy. You're stronger than you realize. Don't waste your leverage with emotion. I'll try, but it's hard not to explode. I know, but your anger is a tool. Harness it. Record conversations. Save every message, every email, every post. They think you're broken. They're wrong. I hung up and started immediately. My phone recorded the faintest sounds of their voices. I saved every digital interaction I could find. Financial statements, messages, posts, images. Nothing was safe from my attention now. At home, I kept up appearances. Collapsed on the couch, staring at the ceiling, pretending to be shattered. Chloe flitted around, smiling at Mark, making jokes, flaunting what she thought was her victory. Hey, you okay there? Mark's voice was casual, teasing. I nodded without looking. Yeah, tired. Just tired. Chloe laughed softly. You really take everything so seriously. Maybe you should relax. Inside, my pulse quickened. I had to stay calm. I had to stay unnoticed. Every word I said, every movement I made, had to be controlled. Later that night, Emily checked in again. Keep going. You're doing the right thing. Don't lose focus. I replied, I won't. I'm ready. Angry, yes. But controlled. I'm preparing. Hamza texted shortly after. Remember, patience is your weapon. She underestimates you. Every small step builds your advantage. I felt a spark of satisfaction. Finally, a plan. Finally, control. I could almost taste it, a slow, methodical path toward justice, toward reclaiming what they tried to steal. I journaled that night. Today, I saw the truth. Today, I accepted the betrayal. But I am not broken. Not fully. Every laugh they had at my expense. I remember. Every lie. I record. Every move they make. I prepare for it. They think I'm weak. Soon, they'll learn just how wrong they are. Chloe walked past, humming, holding a glass of water. You're awfully quiet tonight, she said, smiling at me as if to mock my supposed sadness. I smiled faintly back. Just thinking. She tilted her head. About what? Life, I said softly. About how it unfolds. and how it can surprise you. Her smile faltered slightly. She didn't understand. She had no idea what was happening inside me. That simmering determination, that controlled fury, she assumed it was despair. I whispered under my breath once she left the room. If they want, we're fine. But it will be on my terms, not theirs. I went back to my journal, adding small notes. Conversations recorded, screenshots saved, posts documented. Every detail cataloged, every move planned. Chloe and Mark had underestimated me. The thought gave me a cold satisfaction. I reflected on Hamza's advice. Patience is a weapon. And Emily's constant support. Clarity over chaos. By the time the night deepened, my exhaustion was heavy, but so was a strange satisfaction. I wasn't lost. I wasn't hopeless. I was waiting, gathering, observing. And soon, the reckoning would come. I whispered one last time to the empty room, to myself. I won't react impulsively. I won't lose myself. But I am ready, and when the time comes, they'll see exactly what I am capable of. I sat at the small kitchen table, Hamza leaning back in his chair, Emily perched on the counter beside me, phone in hand. So, we start documenting everything, Hamza said, voice low but firm. Every conversation, every post, every financial move. Keep it organized. Nothing can slip through. Emily nodded. I've started saving screenshots too. Chloe and Mark think they're clever, but every word they type is proof. I rub my eyes. I still have to act normal at home. Smile, nod, pretend I'm broken. It's exhausting. Hamza shrugged. Better exhausted than blind. They underestimate you, and that's your advantage. Play the role. They think you're weak, but you're gathering the ammo. I leaned forward, voice quiet but determined. I've noticed Chloe. She's more careful now. Subtlety replaced her arrogance. Mark even warned me yesterday. Emily raised an eyebrow. He did. Yes, I said. He came close to me while Chloe was in the kitchen. Stay in your place, he said. His tone threatening. I paused, letting it sink in. Then I smiled faintly. I told him, my place is wherever I choose to stand. He froze. Chloe glanced over, stunned too. Emily grinned. Good. That's the first real shock they've had. You're showing strength, even if it's small. Hamza leaned forward. Small victories matter. Every hesitation, every doubt you plant, counts. Keep going. At home, I had to be careful. Chloe's eyes lingered a little too long, her smiles a fraction sharper. But I kept my composure, nodded at her jokes, and never let her see my hand. Dinner's ready, she said one evening, her tone unusually clipped. Thanks, I replied softly, sitting down. I could feel her studying me, calculating. Later, Mark leaned against the counter, pretending to busy himself with a glass. You're different, he said casually. Smarter, I mean. Treading carefully. I looked up calmly. I've always been aware. Just you didn't notice. His jaw tightened, and for the first time, I saw the cracks in their confidence. Chloe avoided my gaze completely, busying herself with the plates. The next day, I called Zane. I need you to observe, quietly. Watch interactions. Note anything off. Support is coming from you too. He laughed softly. You finally sound like yourself again. Don't worry, I'll be eyes and ears. I won't interfere, just record what I see. Even Emily and Hamza were helping me plan discreet ways to gather proof without raising suspicion. Every post saved, every message cataloged. I was slowly reclaiming control, bit by bit. Chloe's mother visited that week, attempting her usual subtle attacks, questioning me about finances and plans. I remained calm, polite, unshakable. I just think you should be grateful Chloe even keeps you here, her mother said with thinly veiled disdain. I smiled faintly. I'm grateful for clarity, I said. It helps me see who truly values honesty. Emily texted me later. Good. You didn't falter. Every word counts. Every reaction counts. Hamza added, power is coming back. They underestimated your patience, your intelligence. Keep pushing. Small victories continued. Chloe contradicted herself during a conversation with a relative. I subtly questioned her, revealing inconsistencies without aggression. She laughed nervously, shifting in place. Mark's glare was sharp, but he didn't intervene. That evening, I caught another contradiction. This time, an innocent-seeming excuse about her schedule. I asked casually, you mentioned earlier that you had a meeting at 3, right? She paused, blinking. Yes, but... I smiled faintly. Curious. The meeting was scheduled for 4. Her hesitation was tiny, almost invisible, but it mattered. Every hesitation was a thread I could pull. Hamza sent me a message later. See? They're doubting themselves. Doubt spreads faster than lies. Keep tightening. I journaled that night, words flowing as the house quieted. Today, I planted questions, caught contradictions, exposed lies without confrontation. Chloe and Mark are uneasy. Their arrogance cracks when met with calm persistence. This feels powerful. Small victories, but real. They think I'm defeated. I'm not. I am present. I am calculating. I am standing. Even as I pretended to slump on the couch, faintly sighing, internally I was sharper, awake, and aware. The balance of the household was shifting. For the first time, I felt like I was reclaiming my space, my dignity. I whispered to myself as I turned off the lights. They think underestimating me was smart. Soon, they'll realize it's the worst mistake they ever made. And as the quiet night settled around me, a slow, controlled sense of power returned. The fight wasn't over, but for the first time in months, I felt like I was truly in control. I stood in the living room, clutching the folder of evidence I had spent weeks compiling. Hamza was beside me, calm but ready, and Zayn leaned against the wall, eyes sharp. Chloe and Mark were there, casual at first, until they saw the papers in my hands. I need to talk to you, I said, voice steady, controlled. Chloe smirked. About what? You still pretending to be upset? I didn't react to the provocation. I know everything. Every message, every post, every little thing you try to hide. It's all here. Mark's face tightened. You can't prove anything like that. I opened the folder, placing a screenshot on the coffee table. Chloe, look at this. Laughing with Mark, planning how to manipulate me. This is one of many. There are more messages, more posts, and witness accounts. You can't gaslight me anymore. Chloe's smirk faltered. You're reading too much into it. You were always too sensitive, too attentive to nothing. I never. Don't. I cut her off sharply. Stop. I'm done listening to excuses. These messages are yours. The financial records you manipulated, the posts you orchestrated, everything is here. And witnesses are ready to confirm it. Mark leaned forward, voice trembling. Chloe, maybe we should. No, I said firmly. This isn't about your fear, Mark. It's about accountability. Both of you. The games are over. Chloe's eyes darted towards Zayn. He can't. He's your brother. He'll take your side no matter what. Zayn's jaw tightened. I'm taking the side of truth. That's all. I placed another document on the table. Here's the bank statement showing unauthorized transfers. Here's a screenshot where you admitted planning to push me out while claiming the house and assets. Look closely, your words. Chloe's fingers trembled. You can't do this. It's not fair. Fair. I repeated, voice calm, almost chilling. This isn't about fairness. This is reality. You made choices, Chloe. Now live with them. Mark's panic was obvious. We didn't think it would come to this. I looked at him coldly. You should have thought before manipulating me, before lying, before pretending love while plotting betrayal. Hamza spoke quietly but firmly. It's all documented. Anything you try to twist will only expose more lies. Chloe's face went pale. She staggered back a step, eyes darting, searching for some control she no longer had. I didn't mean for. I interrupted, calm and deliberate. Intentions don't erase actions. You tried to control everything. You underestimated me. You thought I was weak. You were wrong. Relatives who had come to check on the tension in the house exchanged glances, whispering among themselves. I could see doubt forming in their eyes, suspicion directed at Chloe for the first time. One cousin stepped forward. Chloe, are you saying all of this is false? Chloe stammered. It's complicated. You don't understand. No, I said, looking directly at her. It's simple. I trusted you. You betrayed me. I protected your lies for months. That ends today. Mark swallowed hard. Chloe, maybe we can fix this. I shook my head. Fix? There's nothing to fix between truth and lies. Only consequences remain. Chloe's voice broke. I didn't think it would go this far. I didn't. I leaned slightly forward. You thought you were untouchable. Now, everyone here sees what you are. The manipulation, the deceit, the planning. You can't control anyone anymore. Not me, not them, not even yourself. Hamza placed a hand lightly on my shoulder. Stay calm. You're in control. Let it unfold. I took a deep breath, folding the remaining documents. I'm filing for legal separation. My rights, the house, the accounts, they stay protected because I prepared. You underestimated me. That was your mistake. Chloe's knees wobbled. She sank slightly, desperation replacing arrogance. Please. I made a mistake. We didn't mean. Your choices are done, I said firmly. Actions have consequences. Face them. Mark looked like he wanted to argue, but he realized his influence had vanished. His eyes darted, panic rising. You have all the proof, you. Yes, I said quietly, the weight of the weeks of planning settling in. I have everything. You no longer control the story. I do. Zane nodded, pride in his eyes. Finally, someone's seeing reality. It's about time. The room felt heavier, charged with truth. Chloe's panic was palpable. Mark's confidence shattered. The relatives watched silently, absorbing every word, every proof, every undeniable fact. I straightened, voice calm, unwavering. This is the reckoning. And it begins now. Not with anger, but with truth. I reclaim what's mine, and justice unfolds before you. Hamza leaned closer, whispering, well done. You stayed composed. That's power. That's control. I exhaled, finally letting some of the tension release. For the first time in months, I felt it. Justice wasn't abstract anymore. It was real, present, solid. Chloe's desperate tears, Mark's trembling, and the silent acknowledgement from the family told me everything I needed to know. I looked around, voice soft but firm. Actions have consequences. You chose your path. Live it. And as the room settled, a strange calm filled me. The confrontation was over. My composure intact. My rights secured. The taste of vindication, long awaited, lingered on my tongue. I didn't expect joy from Chloe's downfall, but there was something satisfying in watching truth catch up. I was at my desk, reviewing bills and emails, when Hamza's voice rang in my ear. Looks like your old friend's reputation is crumbling fast, he said, trying to keep his tone light. I rubbed my eyes. I don't want to celebrate it. I just noticed that what they did, their lies, it's catching up. Notice and learn, same thing, Hamza chuckled. People are talking. Their friends, co-workers, everyone who mattered. The next day, a cousin called. Have you seen Chloe's posts? People are calling her out. Mark's getting backlash at work. Finally, they can't hide behind lies anymore. I stayed quiet, nodding to myself even though she couldn't see it. I've been patient, I said softly. I wanted proof, not just rumors. Now the world's noticing. Hamza leaned back in his chair. And what about you? You doing okay? I am. I lied easily, though the truth was more complicated. I felt lighter, but the memories of deception still gnawed at me. I'm rebuilding. Slowly, day by day. That evening, I ran into Emily at the cafe. She smiled warmly. You look different. Stronger. You're not letting it eat you, huh? I sipped my coffee. I've learned it doesn't matter what they do. Karma has its own pace. Emily nodded. Good. Focus on yourself, not their misery. Let the universe handle the rest. I agreed silently. Letting go of anger was harder than proving them wrong, but it felt necessary. Meanwhile, Chloe was frantic. I saw the texts she sent to mutual friends, apologies laced with excuses, trying to twist events. I didn't mean for it to get so complicated. You have to understand, I was confused. One of her friends finally replied bluntly. Confused or manipulative, Chloe? You lied. You cheated. You planned it. We saw it all. I overheard a conversation between Mark and a coworker. I didn't think anyone would notice. This is unfair. Unfair, the coworker scoffed. You played everyone. You can't cry unfair when you ruined trust and lied. I couldn't help a small, private smile. Not gloating, just recognition. Actions have consequences. Natural, relentless consequences. Hamza visited that weekend. You okay with watching it all unfold? He asked cautiously. I am, I replied. It's not about watching them suffer. It's about seeing truth respected and my life restored. That's the difference. Zane popped by with his usual protective energy. I saw your aunt talking about Chloe at the family gathering. Everyone's questioning her now. Finally, someone's noticing the truth. I nodded, sipping tea. I've been patient, Zane. They underestimated me. They underestimated reality. Later that night, I sat on my balcony, journaling again. I wrote about Chloe's attempts at manipulation, Mark's crumbling arrogance, the subtle shifts in family dynamics, and how I felt finally anchored again. I wrote about trust, about lessons learned, about control. Emily texted me unexpectedly. You're doing the right thing. Focus on yourself. Let everything else fall into place. I stared at the screen. I didn't reply, just felt gratitude. Her support wasn't about the drama. It was about stability. Over the next few weeks, the fallout continued. Chloe's social invitations vanished. People whispered when she walked into rooms. Her family distanced themselves. Mark's co-workers avoided him. I heard from an acquaintance that a client had pulled business after learning of his behavior. I didn't call it revenge. I called it consequence. Hamza laughed when I told him. See? Reality is fairer than most people give it credit for. You didn't need to do anything. The world did it for you. I leaned back in my chair. I didn't. I just prepared myself. I stayed patient. And now, I rebuild. My focus isn't on revenge. It's on me. Zane stopped by again, concern in his eyes. Are you okay watching them fall apart? I am, I said calmly. Not because I want them to suffer, but because the truth matters. They can't twist it anymore. I feel at peace with it. Even when Chloe sent me one final, desperate message. Please. I never meant to hurt you. Can we? I can change. I didn't reply. I set the phone aside and whispered to myself. Maybe losing them, seeing their downfall. It wasn't about revenge. It was about waking up. About finding myself again. I closed my journal that night, chest heavy with relief, not triumph. My emotions were complex. Hurt still lingered, but clarity prevailed. I could breathe again. Hamza called later. Feeling better? I am, I said quietly. I've realized karma isn't mine to force. It just arrives, and I don't need to celebrate it. I just need to live my life honestly and let reality handle the rest. Emily's words echoed in my mind. Focus on yourself. And for the first time in months, I did. No anger, no obsession, just a quiet certainty. I would rebuild. I would heal. And they would face the world they created themselves. I whispered to the empty room, feeling the weight lift slowly. Justice doesn't always need my hand. Sometimes, all I need is patience. And life will do the rest.